Will you look back when you're old and gray and think those dumb kids had a lot to say when we were trying to make this night one you'd remember? I don't care if my wheels don't turn, I don't care if my pipe don't burn, as long as I am flowing through your veins after I'm gone away.
It's Thursday night, and you know what that means.
And we've got something different. We've got the furthest distance guest we've ever had. We've been a guest from Europe, guest from Belgium, and now it's been smashed out of the park. So we start February SA. We're going to see how good that is. But we're starting off with Ashley and Zach from A Nervous Trek. So I'm going to bring them in. How are you doing, guys?
Good. Thanks for having us. We're stoked.
Yeah, it's good, yeah. I thought what I'd do, because most of our people that watch the show are from the UK, I thought first I'd just show a short montage from some of it's mostly theme park stuff from Williamsburg, but I think there's a few other things I put in, like your bobsled in Jamaica. But we should play that for everyone first, and then we can start chatting.
I'm only mildly worried.
Mahalo.
Nervous Truckers pro tip, a little beyond the halfway point of your chairlift ride, there's going to be a sign that says, smile. It's a picture. We didn't believe it. Turns out it works. When you get to the top, you can buy this picture, and it's great. So strike a pose and take that photo.
I have some mild anxiety when dealing with things outside of my comfort realm. And turns out, so does she.
Hey-o.
All right, guys. We are about to do the behind-the-scenes tour of Killarney Diner at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Enjoy. So that was a beautiful shot. Oh, yeah.
Start getting fitted for your costume in the summertime. We had a bunch of our counselors our camp counselors who are now.
Welcome to Ireland. So we're back at it. We have 3 drinks in front of us. First, I had to get it because I worked here. Hazy Like a Fox from New World Brewing is on in the craft beer house in Das Westtown.
Hey, I think because a lot of our viewers might not have seen your channel yet, they're asking questions about yourself first rather than your travels. So without giving away your actual address, do you want to tell people whereabouts in America you
are? We're in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So
right on the coast. We live about 3 blocks from the beach. So it's kind of a little bit of a tourist town, smack dab in the middle of the East Coast.
Cool.
So,
say hey to everyone as well in the chat.
I'm going to get into Busch Gardens first in a minute, but I might as well ask this. Is it, if it's a safe story to tell on a live, but how did you guys meet?
Do you want to start?
We met at work.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I am a sales rep for a local brewery. I sell beer. Zach is a brewer, so Zach makes beer.
Oh,
so,
nice.
We met at work, believe it or not. And it just kind of was very organic and grew from there. And now we've been together for going on 5 years, 4 years. I can't even remember, but
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Really, in production, I needed help with canning beer, and she volunteered and became like a regular volunteer. So that's kind of how it happened. But before that, I was stuck. I was like an animal exhibit behind glass where everybody in the tap room would look at me doing natural brewer things.
Yeah.
So our paths really didn't cross before then.
Yeah.
And,
I started as a bartender, basically. So I just watched him through the glass all day. The big brew house is right behind just this giant piece of glass. And I just sat there behind the bar like this. And then they were like, we need people to help package and work the canning line. And I was like, I volunteer.
I want to be the other side of the glass.
I was like, I'll go back there. I'll give it a shot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because you like, well, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I used to do beer tasting videos, but then I kind of stopped.
He did. Yeah.
So we've got a local brewery near us we go to often.
But yeah, we're kind of like, oh, that's awesome.
I think it was Black Forest Sours we've had recently from there. But If I go on to Williamsburg, I really want to ask this question before I forget about it, because I noticed I showed it in that montage there. But when you're filming Zach and he's turned around, he's doing the thing through the plastic kind of curtains, and you hear him say, "What is it?" Him who says, "What a great shot!" or "That's a great shot," or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was me.
Which one of you's more inclined to be more artistic about the shots you get? Is it Zach or is it you?
I'm more the photographer.
Yeah, so Zach doesn't really like to be on camera, so it's just me, and I get excited when I think I got a good shot, and then we get home and we look at it, and it's always me. So we use, I don't know what you guys use to vlog, but we use the DJI.
Mini.
Yeah, the mini.
too.
So we use that, and I just get super excited and move it like this, which does not give you the best shot. So we always get back, and Zach's like, I have to slow this down by like 4 times.
The gimbal cannot keep up.
So I've just handed him the camera and let him kind of get the cool shots for me. So he's our main editor. Like when it comes to doing the videos, I just kind of put it all together and I'm like, it's good to go. And he's like, Ashley, no, nothing lines up. Like there's weird gaps here. So he's the one that sort of takes the time. So if there's ever like a shoddy video you see, I edited it. It was me. I'm the one not taking the time. He is very like into the artistic process and putting out cool videos where I'm like, get it out there, just get it out.
We balance each other out because it'll take me 6 months to do a movie.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure like every like auditory cue just lines up with another transition and try and turn it into some,
artful. Like if you watch our vlog where we went to Jamaica and that bobsled, he stayed up all night getting that clip from Cool Runnings and making sure that it like lined in. And when I have no idea how it even, like I just woke up and was amazed. I was like, you got that in there? So
I do like all those sound effects you put in.
Awesome.
When is the POV's not up yet in full, is it?
what was that?
The POV from the bobsled, is that up in full yet?
We haven't put it up in full yet.
We're terrible.
So no, in the video
other
he
thing
says,
was,
wait
like,
for
I
it.
let Zach do it because I was genuinely like afraid to go on this. I'm not sure why. I thought we could ride together, but it turns out you can only ride together if it's like a small child. So I had to do it by myself, and I was like, "You're gonna film. I'm gonna be so panicked this entire time. Like I'm not gonna get this." But then he heard it back, and he was making like some funny sounds and noises, and he's like, "You can't put that up." I can't remember. Push it to the limit.
I was doing it, yeah.
There was some singing and something, and he's like, we have to figure out how to edit this right so I don't look crazy, but we'll get it out there eventually. Maybe today. Maybe we'll do that after we get off of here. We'll put that up.
And really, it's only like a minute of exciting content. The rest is going up and downhill.
Yeah.
It's
You
good
say
seeing
that, but the kind of people in the chat tonight are the kind of people that want to watch POVs like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll get that up after this. I already have it ready to go. He's just going to have to suck it up with people hearing him say, push it to the limit.
I can't do the
Throwwaves asking what type of beer it is before we continue.
This is just a Corona. This is a good. Remember, it's.
Oh, I think he means the beer that you make.
So they mentioned New Realm Hazy Like a Fox in your little montage there. That was the brewery we work for. I worked for.
So it's a New England IPA. We do craft beers. So we have everything from like a Munich Dunkel. We have hazy IPAs, New England. We do West Coast IPAs. We do lagers. We do, you name it, we do it. Our master brewer there is Mitch Steele. So he came from Stone Brewing in the United States. It's a pretty big brewery over here. And he's traveled quite a bit and learned all the styles. So I think he's actually going to New Zealand next month and just learning. And we do pretty much everything. Pilsners, lagers, IPAs, sours, Broner Weiss Goza, you name it, we've done it.
That's awesome. I love that sort of stuff. Yeah, I like it, just like branch out even further. Sorry, I just find that enthusiastic.
Yeah, it's not a terrible job to have. It's a pretty good job to have.
It's so
always
lucky.
ever evolving. There's new stuff coming out all the time, or just even hops that are used, that have a certain description. They'll end up cross-pollinating in somebody's field and coming up with something completely different. And then each year, like any other ingredient, it'll change the profile of the beer. So it always keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
So do we want to start with the Howler Scream? at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
Yeah, we can start with that.
How did you come across? Because I'll show a video later on. But how did you come across the? You went to like a behind the scenes event, didn't you?
Yeah. So this is just me. Like they do a roller coaster tour that I want to do too. But once I got my membership and became an annual pass holder, you get 30% off with the tier that I have. So I started going through all the tours, and usually it's like Clydesdales and Collies. They have a lot of just animal tours that they do. They do the roller coaster, they do the Family of Fun. And when I was getting our tickets for Hollow Scream, I saw a behind the scenes tour pop up for that. And I was like, add to cart. We're going to go for this. And it was, I think, opening weekend we went.
She's learned not to ask me ahead of time. She just books the stuff and says, we're going to this. So that's essentially how it happened.
Yeah, I saw it on there, and somebody actually commented. So it is a little bit difficult to find. If you have the membership, you go to the special events page, and then you're going to go to the tours. But they only list it when the special events happen. So I think they did something for Mardi Gras as well, where you could go like behind the scenes of one of the stage shows.
That's cool.
Could you pick what maze you had a tour of, or was it just set? Was there?
No, it was set. So when we got there, we basically all checked in, and they told us which house we were going to. We didn't really have a choice in that.
And they said they change which houses they go to. I don't know if it's just dependent on how set up they are, or if they're just scheduling it. But they were like, yesterday we went to, I think one of them was the same, and then another one was different. And they're like, well, you're going to go to this one today. So it's a complete crapshoot.
Oh, so you didn't even know when you booked it?
Yeah, no, we had no idea. It just says you're going to go into one house and you'll get a behind the scenes tour. And I think, well, so they did Nevermore the day before. They did Nevermore 2 the day before we went, or the following day. And we got Kill Arnie Diner, which I was stoked on. That one was just super cool. That was really cool to see behind the scenes of that. And you could get up close and sort of just see every detail that they really put, stuff that you would never notice when you're just running through that house in the dark trying to save yourself. Like we got to see every small thing that they did, and you don't realize how much they really put into these houses when they're creating them, that there's so many small details that you're like, would have never seen that. So it was really cool.
Everything they tell you. A run through, like at the end, like the whole thing as well. Like
so you get quick cues. Yeah, we got quick cues for I think 2 of the houses, so you could go right back through when it opened and just walk through it. So you got that first one,
which was good because a lot of those lines were over an hour, 2 hours, especially when it got later in the evening.
Those lines are not. If I can recommend Nervous Trekker's tip for people that can't stand in line for a long time, just buy the quick cues for that because they get to like 2.5 hours. And if you're already a little bit stressed out, they do have characters that are working those lines. So when you're tapping your toes and you've been in line and someone pops out at you, it just adds. So just for the anxious people out there, I was like,
she was terrified the entire time. She wanted to buy the no boo necklace, which is just
the glow thing.
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't let me. He told me I had to suffer through it.
Mm-mm. You have to pay more money to get less of an experience. I was like,
is it free flow, like a bit like Universal, or do you get batched in groups? It's just a constant line.
Batched in groups, so it's not as noticeable at Universal as it is at Universal, but they do definitely like bash you in.
They got a little
bit off track. Would you ever do McCamey Manor? Which I wouldn't. Have you heard of McCamey Manor?
Mm-mm.
That's the really extreme one that no one's ever completed, where you sign the waiver.
Oh no! No. I would never. I barely get through Hollow Scream.
If nobody's ever completed it, then probably
yeah.
Trekking Taylors they bought the No Boo necklace at SeaWorld Hollow Scream. It just popped up then. I was like, oh,
yep, I really wanted it. I think I actually just filmed it just to show it was there. I was like, just for everybody out there, there is a no. But I did read that if you buy the No Boo necklace, I'm in like all of the Busch Gardens groups kind of a thing. And they said that if you buy the Boo necklace and you still go through the houses, they don't count. So it only counts for while you're walking around the park. The scare actors know not to touch you or like go near you. But if you're in the house, there's no limits. They can attack when Boo necklace or not. They're gonna scare you.
Well, and you have to buy it every year. Like they changed the design, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Changed color.
I don't know if you could bring like last year's and be like, still don't scare me. Like, maybe then it's like a long-term investment. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna be like, that's last year's, and then launch.
What I am going to do before we talk on further, I've got a little montage. I say little; it's about 2 minutes long of your Hallowscream stuff, so people can get a bit of a visual for it. So I'll just play that.
On this one, we're heading to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg for opening weekend of Hallowscream. We're doing a behind-the-scenes tour where we get to tour one of the haunted houses with the lights on. You learn so much about the hiring process, how they do the scares. The behind-the-scenes tour was $25 per person. With my annual membership, we actually got a little discount. So it was only $22 and change. One cool thing that we didn't know about this tour was they actually gave us a free drink. So that was exciting. And we really hope you guys enjoy this and check out Killarney Diner and the rest of our night at Busch Gardens Hallowscream. All right, guys, we are about to do the behind-the-scenes tour of Killarney Diner at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Enjoy.
Basic storyline is it's a diner.
Oh, this is so much more pleasurable. Oh. So that was a beautiful shot. Oh yeah.
Actually made in part by our cross department. Planning a photo op with a big knife behind the butcher block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're also going to get anybody under 18 because if you are a minor, you have to have a barrier between you and them.
So just a fun fact, opening weekend, gnarly. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. So nervous trucker tip, be patient, check out the merch. So Stone Cold Spirits was new for me. I'm not sure if it's been there, but it was a pour your own beer station, and we were able to get these cool blood bags. It was rum and fruit punch, tasted like grapefruit, $15. Then we headed over to Italy, and they had these creepers creeping.
It's not weird at all. Perfectly fine.
So creepy. Is it good? I'm concerned by these ladies.
Hey.
They're quite
It's
good.
fun to watch these back.
Oh.
There was two things we said when we watched that just then again. It was that bit of you going backwards again through the plastic curtains. It looked kind of
They look really cool.
it reminded me of
That
Clockwork
was
Orange.
a cool shot.
Thank you.
And also the beer station that would just get wrecked in this country. Everyone would when it comes to alcohol in this country, people just take advantage of stuff.
The blood bags look really cool. Like if you go like in terms of theming, I think they've nailed it, haven't they? To the detail. It's awesome.
Yeah, we need to come visit you guys over there for sure.
I think you get your hopes up, and
I think you kind of win it. Put it that way.
The pour your own stations are interesting because it charges. There's a flow meter on there, and most people don't know how to pour a proper beer, so they
it's just all head.
Yeah, and it's half foam, and you end up paying more in most cases.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to pour a beer,
We've
to get
learned
a full
that.
one.
I don't know if you guys have that over there, but there have been a lot of like pour your own beer restaurants that open. So it's just you grab a glass, you swipe your credit card, and then if you have to pour your own beer, you can pick from like 15 beers. But we just sit back and watch people, and it's just a full cup of foam, and they're dumping out foam, and they're charging up to like $22 for your glass of beer, and we're like, no. Oh god, it's the worst. So
I'm guessing the machine knows how much a cupful is, so they can't just.
Yeah.
As soon as you start it, it measures just how much volume you're pouring. So whether or not you get a good or bad pour, you're getting charged for it.
Yep.
So I guess it's kind of brilliant in a way. They're gonna go through more beer and make more money.
And they're making a lot of money, so it's smart.
Less people working
for them.
We just got Explore with Kersley. Basically, his name's Mike as well. And it's just don't rush. This is definitely a growing trend here. All you can drink though.
Yeah, the problem over here. I was trying to explain this before we came on air. The problem over here is in the UK. There's kind of a culture, especially if it's pay one price all you can drink, people will literally get obliterated. I don't know what the American
people don't know their limit.
I don't know what the American perception is of British people, but they're when it comes to alcohol, they're very much. It's all a game almost.
In my mind, that's what I expect. I don't know. That's sort of but we're pretty much
a bit like the Irish, I guess.
Though, so
we have a lot of festivals that are unlimited samples, and we get a lot of British and Aussies who are there for the entire event.
They come in and tear it up. They're stumbling out, and they're always my favorite people at the events. Every time, I'm like, yes, you're doing it right.
Dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
Beer and drink.
Apparently, the track and tailors say the American measures are stronger, though.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, as far as I remember, you guys are limited, or you have to pay extra taxes if you're over a certain percentage. So,
yeah, especially
of alcohol.
They did it in Scotland. There's a thing in Scotland where they really went overboard with the taxing of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, we just came out with like a triple black IPA that's like 11.9%, and then we for where I work specifically, we started doing 19.2 ounce cans, which are like, so I don't want to like, this is a 12 ounce can right here. I'm gonna get my camera right there. We go. So imagine almost double this, and it's a double IPA at like 11.2% that you can buy from a gas station for $2.49 a can, and you can just get plastered off one can for less than $3. And
that's what you're looking for.
It's crushing it. People love it. So
that's all.
Just the way to drink in the can.
I wish I had one right now. I'd show you the size of the can. It's just a monster. Like, you feel silly even holding it, but people, especially when it's like 11.9%. That's a glass of wine,
You're drinking a bottle of wine in an aluminum can.
Gin and spirits more than anything, but yeah, I'd be all right with it.
yeah.
I'm more with spirits.
So
I do like my ale.
With Howl-O-Scream, because you say, Ashley, you weren't a fan of the mazes really, like when they were operating. You probably like the tour. Is it the other way around with Zach's not as big a fan of the rides then?
I enjoy the rides.
So while we're on the subject of drinking, I'm not a fan of anything. I am a fan of scenery. I am a fan of the food, and I am a fan of roller coasters when I have had 6 margaritas or 6 rum and cokes, and then you'll get me on Griffin. You'll get me on you name it, I'm on it, but it requires at least 5 drinks, and I cry in the line, like while I'm like, I don't want to do it, and then I get off and I'm like, 4 more times. So
it's very expensive to get her on a ride. It's truly liquid courage.
Definitely courage.
So I think we went to Universal. That was like our first couples trip together because I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and I just wanted.
What house are you?
Oh, I'm a Hufflepuff for sure.
Yay! Yeah. I should have worn the hat. I've got a Hufflepuff hat. I should have worn it.
Can't see it. I've got my scarf right up in the corner over Zach's head, but Zach is a Ravenclaw.
Oh, that's another thing I want to ask while I'm here. Did you wear a robe? Did you get a robe as well?
So I did not buy a robe while I was there. They are outrageously priced, and I was like, we
have a Walmart one that was a child size that she fits into. We found it
after Halloween. It was a Target. I got a clearance. It was like $4.50 on clearance, and I was like, this is mine, and it had a yellow hood, so I was like, this will work. This is totally fine, and it fits both of us. So,
oh, that's cool.
Now, what I was wondering was, because it gets quite hot at Universal, doesn't it, weather-wise?
I was going to say
and there's people walking around in these black robes I see on vlogs and stuff, and I think that must be insanely hot.
Yeah. I never would have been able to make it because we went in November for my birthday, which should be like a cooler month. But the fun fact about Florida is there are no cool months.
There are no rules.
Yeah, like I tell this story all the time, but when I was 6, my mom took me to Disney World for Christmas, and we flew out Christmas morning, and we got there, And we're from upstate New York, like way north, really cold, lots of snow. And we get there in winter jackets, jeans. It was like 95 degrees, and they had no children's clothes really for sale back in the 90s. So it's just me as a 6-year-old in an adult's shorts that still go to my ankles. The sleeves go to my wrists. It made it was like 95 in December. So it's just hit and miss when you go there.
And you get hurricanes and then rainstorms. So that humidity is like 200%.
Yeah.
So you're sweating.
It's quite hot. I think 95 is about high 30s, isn't it? I'm trying to translate it.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, he can convert.
I know 28 is 82, and that's what I work from. I always remembered that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's good at that. I'm always like,
I know 20s, I think 72. So yeah.
So still, I'll flick back to the chat when they can ask whatever they want, really. But I've got one more video, which, funnily enough, involves drink again, where you went to the Mardi Gras event just a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Or was it even less than that?
Yeah, it was like a little bit over a week ago. We went opening weekend. So first day, walked in as soon as that event opened.
Once again, she tried her process of just getting it and then saying, "Hey, let's go."
He wouldn't go. I was like, "Mom, you're coming with me on this one."
Why didn't he want to go?
I don't know. Why didn't you want to go, Zach?
I think half the rides were shut down, and like it was just mostly I thought it was just gonna be an overwhelming amount of people and shows and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm good. But then she came back and said there was nobody there. I rode all these rides, like
Alpine guys 7 times back to back. It was glorious.
Yeah.
I feel like the last 3 times we've only been able to get on like 5 rides.
Not even. I think the last
still
time
have not been on Pantheon.
Pantheon
because it's been closed every time we've been there.
That can be a whole talking subject later on, but Pantheon. So
they might get it right.
Maybe. Yeah, he's a little over Busch Gardens right now. We just had our last couple of visits were so busy, so chaotic that.
Has Zach got an annual pass as well?
No. So I have the annual pass, which comes with free parking.
I'm the +1.
Yeah, and then I also get 1 free ticket like seasonally, so I can bring him spring, summer, Howl-O-Scream, and then Christmas Town as well. So this time my mom got the ticket, but normally he's just my +1, my free ticket, and it's very affordable. I think I'm on a monthly plan, and I pay like $27 US a month for that membership. And parking alone is like $40 to park there per day. So getting that free parking itself is worth the pass itself for me.
It's definitely worth the money.
Yeah. When you see a parking sign, you're like.
So I'll play this Mardi Gras video for everyone at home, and then we can talk a bit about Mardi Gras.
It was a little hearty. So we ran to the pretzel place. My mom got a pepperoni pizza pretzel. However, I'm just gonna do this little like demo for you guys. So here's my pretzel and here's my warm. All right, so we're back at it. We have 3 drinks in front of us. First, I had to get it because I worked here. Hazy Like a Fox from New Orleans Brewing is on in the craft beer house in Das Fest House. And then with our sampler card, Mama Morris got the magic mimosa. Thank you, Kathy Morris. It's already halfway gone. I'm gonna whisper this. So, slight disappointment, just like person to person. This was filled up to here with orange juice, and it was like a splash of Champs. So maybe get the bloody when you're at the station. If you're a mimosa person, just do it. But the bloody, however, I can barely get down because it tastes like liquor, and this rim is just fire. It's like chili pepper. It's everything you want in a mimosa. You get the Worcestershire. You almost get olive juice in there. Fantastic.
How hot was that Bloody Mary? Because you said it's got chili pepper on the rim.
It was so spicy, that rim. So I went back and got more information. It's actually like a ghost pepper rim. So normally, like I'll go for the salt first, and then I sip it. And I did that. I just went on it, and I was like, "Oh, my mouth is on fire." That's why half of that mimosa glass was gone, because I was trying to chase down all of that fire that I had just taken in my mouth.
Wowzers.
A lot of Creole and New Orleans cuisine has quite a bit of spice.
Quite a bit of spice.
I would not be able to handle that.
Yeah. So the drink itself was, if you like Bloody Marys, if you like that tomato juice vodka, it was actually very good. It was very briny. You got a lot of like the olive notes on it, which olives are one of my favorite snacking foods. So it was mostly that rim. So if you didn't touch the rim at all, you'd be fine. But that rim was like spicy.
You know, with like a napkin, just wiping it
That's
back off.
kind of like drinking from the one spot of the cup that I had already accidentally got the spice from, and I was like, this is my spot. This is my drinking spot now. Yep. The rest of it all stayed on that rim.
So,
oh, wow.
That mimosa is just orange juice and white sparkling wine, isn't it?
Yeah, just it's champagne. Yep. So that's all the mimosa was. So they had literally filled that tiny cup. So the one thing I will say, like, I don't know how many people care, but all of the drinks were actually batch drinks. So there was not a single drink like made by a bartender in front of you. They basically had big jugs and they took those cups and pressed a button and filled your cup for you. So for the mimosa, they had filled the entire cup with orange juice. And I'm not sure if it was because opening day, but I could see the look on the employee's face, like she panicked and just like splashed the orange juice in. And my mother's such a sweet, like just a sweet saint. She was like, this is fine. Thank you. And I was behind her like, that's a scam. That was a ripoff. You did not get what you deserved from that.
Goes the other way.
Yeah.
We just did explore with Kirsty saying that we're lacking in alcohol in UK parks, like alcohol selection.
Yeah.
There is no
like,
shortage in US parks, that's for sure. Well, Magic Kingdom, maybe.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom, I think in Disney World is pretty much the only one that really, you have to be at a sit-down restaurant to get an adult beverage there. You can't just walk around the park. But the other parks...
Then you go to Epcot and drink around the world.
Then you go to Epcot and you get plastered.
So what did you think of Mardi Gras in general? I mean, you're more used to Mardi Gras than us. We've only started doing Mardi Gras at theme parks last year, I think it was.
I think it started last year before, actually.
Because it's so cold over here, we actually celebrate it in May.
Really? So I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty fun. It was my first time going to the Mardi Gras there. I think I'd done Universal's Mardi Gras, Orlando.
She went all out on... She told me ahead of time. She's like, I'm going to come home a little wild. She's like, my mom is driving. And
I was like, I have a designated driver. I was like, I'm drinking every single drink. But the entertainment was like, so Busch Gardens entertainment is like hit or miss. You either have really great entertainment or you're just kind of walking around. There aren't a lot of street performers or characters walking around because it's not truly a theme park in that you don't see Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot going on. And this
intellectual property kind of thing. Yeah.
They really pulled out of the stops. Like the parade was awesome. The cast and the people that they had working were phenomenal. Like as soon as I pulled the camera out, the girls that were dressed up as like the jesters were just so excited and they wanted to like show a good time and they really made the party feel like it was there. So I was surprised because sometimes like it's the same old entertainment every time you go. You go to the beer house in Germany, it's called our Fest House, and you see the same like Oompa band just doing the same thing every time you go. And they really pulled out the stops and had a bunch of different stuff going on. They had a live DJ. They were trying to make a party scene. They really went for it. And I had good things to say. I thought it was fun.
Did you come home with a lot of beads?
So I only got 2. That was it. But I did get, Zach, if you want to grab it. So that is the cool thing about being a pass member. Oh, you have the whole thing. Yeah. So I got these guys for free, which were like, I don't know if y'all can see it on the camera, but it's like a branded.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we got that one. Then I just got a string of that. And then this is the actual Mardi Gras card. So y'all can see it. And they actually punch out the holes, and then there's a barcode, so you can see they stopped punching my holes.
I was going to say,
at one point they're like, "We're just going to scan this card to see where you're at," so they can scan it too. So if you don't get a punch, don't think you're getting away with something. They're scanning the barcode on the back as well.
And you can keep your clothes on to get beads.
Yeah, there's nothing really required to get the beads there, which is a plus when you're going with your mother.
Are people chucking them about? Isn't that a thing they do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very different than actual Mardi Gras down in good old New Orleans.
It's not like you get injuries from having beads thrown at you on the floats. Or
Yeah.
I always think of the eye injuries every time when I hear about people celebrating Mardi Gras and parades and things.
I'm just trying to catch them like a
What
whole
I'll do
thing.
People can keep leaving comments and we'll refer back to those. But I've got some photos
Our
as
screen
well.
is very small.
Let's see, I've got my phone underneath the screen, so I keep looking at the
Which one have I
comments at the
got?
bottom.
Hang on.
I can only see like a tiny bit
Yeah.
of it.
Oh, this
Oh,
was
that was-
cool.
That was our
That's your
sword.
avatar. I want to start with that.
Yeah. So,
Ask you what that's about.
so we like costumes and we like a reason to get dressed up. So this was actually our first cruise that we went on. And we did a Halloween cruise on the Carnival Magic. It was.
Yeah.
But they did a whole, like, you could dress up on Halloween. There was a costume contest on the main deck. So we went all out, and in front of you is Fat Thor and Hela. That's what we went with. We also realized we have this problem of going as, like, siblings.
Well, related people.
Or people that are related. So we do a lot of Harry Potter.
That
So
wasn't good.
yeah, at one point he was Sirius Black and I was Bella Lestrange. We just keep finding out we're related in unfortunate ways for all of our costumes, and that's not really
We're
great
not
when you're
related.
dating. So that was our first one where we had our big oopsie, and we were like, "Oh crap, they're siblings. This is weird." But yeah, that was our very first cruise, and when we showed up in that, have you guys ever been on a cruise before?
No, but I hear about it off my parents go on them like 3 or 4 times a year now they're retired.
I went up like ages ago, but not a proper cruise.
Yeah,
like a day trip.
Yeah, so the thing about cruises is they have like photographers set up every 10 feet. So you're just walking through and there's like, take your picture. And we're very good at saying no because we don't really like our pictures being taken, and we're especially not going to pay for it. Yeah. And then we saw this one and I was like, I will buy that photo right now. We will take and purchase this photo. So that's where that guy came from.
God, it was so hot. Everything was wool. That's actually the sweater he wore in the movie that I had to like source.
Where is it from? Norway?
Yeah.
He actually got that from Norway and had it shipped here.
Wow.
Yeah.
But on a cruise deck in the Caribbean, I
think we were in like St. Martin this night, so it was like 95 degrees, and we were head to toe like latex and or wool sweater.
Whoa, yeah.
Sweater. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
Matt from Breaking Trails is asking, have you ever done UK theme parks? I don't think you have you?
Go ahead.
No, but it's goals. It's goals. So this is. I just love like theme park vlogs, so I've started watching people like Coaster Studios and Theme Park Worldwide, and I've watched y'all's stuff. So like there's so many that I want to go to, and it's gonna be goals. Like I need to get over there. There's a lot I want to do, not just UK based, but Europe based. There's so many good ones to go see. I feel like y'all crush it with the roller coaster game over there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cry to get in line, but I'll eventually get on it.
It'd be awesome. Yeah.
I can't actually remember
go to America just for. Sorry, I just found this one come up. Want to go to America just for Dollar Tree at Halloween?
That is a solid. You have to get there right when everything gets delivered because everybody else has the same idea and it'll be empty of everything within like 2 days.
Yep.
So yeah, we were going to talk about the Orlando Informer later on, but how excited are you for it?
I can't wait. I'd show you my TV screen right now, but to the right or to the left of me, I'm already watching. Like the hotel we booked, I've already stayed at, and I'm still watching hotel tours on Dockside for no reason. We've stayed there, we've been there, and I'm still watching like tour videos of the hotel because I'm so excited about it.
Wow, look at that!
How excited are you for Dark Coaster?
I can't wait. So we have
ice cubes.
Yeah, I actually got they gave us, they're starting to really hype it up over here. So one of our free things as a member, I got Dark Castle, like reusable ice cubes. And then next month, your free thing is a Dark Castle themed drink. But they haven't given us an exact date that it's going to open. But I don't know if y'all have looked into it, but it's like a stand-up almost. It looks like you're riding like a jet ski kind of thing. Yeah. So I think it's going to be more of like a Hagrid's motorbike or like that new one that opened up in SeaWorld.
But not quite a Tron where your legs don't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one that you kind of straddle, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
that's the only way I can describe it.
Are we going to get a lot of
videos
content?
that came out, and it looked like Tron is giving people some trouble down in Disney.
Oh.
There's
Are we going to get a lot of
weird,
content from you?
What was that?
Are we going to get a lot of content from you about Dark Coaster when it's open?
Oh yes, yep. I can't wait. This is it's supposed to be more of like a family style, so this should be right up my alley where I'm not gonna cry in line to get on it. But the ride that used to be in here is like very sentimental to anyone that lives in Virginia or was like a local person that goes to Busch Gardens a lot. So we're really excited to see something come back and just get in that building again because it was awesome.
And Dan's asking, what is the best US park for ride throughputs, for queue times, etc. that you've been to?
Best US parks? I would say, I think Universal. For me,
I enjoyed it more. Yeah.
Yeah, Universal, like
Florida, Orlando.
Yeah.
We haven't been to West Coast. I've been to Tampa and SeaWorld in both of those locations, but that was a long time ago when I was in the military.
I think queue-wise, like Universal knocks it out of the park. And I feel like you move quickly. So I'm not sure if it's over-exaggerated wait times, but we went in November and it was like decently busy, and we hit like, I bought tickets for 3 days for Universal, and I'm pretty sure that we rode every single ride in one day. Like, we didn't need 3 days there. We did because we wanted to explore and take our time, but you move so quickly. They just get you on and off so fast. And then the queues, to the point that like we were walking through Hogwarts Castle and I wanted there to be a line because I wanted to see the queue. And I was like, I hate that I'm having to run through this queue to not bother the people in line behind me. Like, I wanted more time in that queue, but they just got us right through. It was so quick, and you can really hit every ride in that park in a decent amount of time.
It's all the theming as well. Like when they put it in the queue line, you're like, I want to just take this moment, but I have to move.
Exactly. I never thought I'd want to wait in line. Like it was a bizarre thing because it was like, oh, it's a walk on, and we were so excited, and then it was like, oh, but I really want to stop and look at every single thing in this queue line. So I'm excited. We haven't been on Velocicoaster yet.
We ran into that at the Star Wars ride too when we had the Fast Pass. We were glad we weren't waiting 2 hours, but the queue's kind of half the experience.
Yeah, the queue literally is like half the experience now. It seems like at most of these like major theme parks for us. Busch Gardens, King's Dominion, not so much. Like King's Dominion is kind of like you're on the ride. Yeah, and a lot of people say that too. Like if you kind of look at reviews about Pantheon at Busch Gardens, they put it in Italy. They had a lot of really good opportunity to theme this out and make it like you were going through the Pantheon, but instead you just get in line and you're on a car. Like there's no queue at all for that ride.
And then they tell you it's closed.
And then it's closed, so
I'm a little bitter.
To be honest, I'm like it with one of the rides in at Thorpe Park in the UK here with a ride called Samurai. Every time we've been, it's been closed down. Mike's been on it because he's actually been on it before I actually met him. But like every time I go, it's not working.
I feel like
so it's like we've been together like 6 years, and it's like a bit longer.
9
but obviously, married 6. Sorry, I meant it's married 6 years. So it's like, oh come on then, was it working?
I get the impression if Ashley and Zach ever come to UK, they're going to be very underwhelmed with what we've got here.
I think it will be because
there's no queue line theming really.
Seriously, like I mean, the only thing that they accommodate for in terms of queues is mainly like children's rides at CBeebies where they just have little activities to keep children occupied.
Yeah, it's not on the same level,
but it's not full immersion.
Yeah,
experience. It's not very immersive, but.
I won't go into that. It's all negative stuff. It's all downhill.
I know, I'm being a moany.
I've got some photos of the bobsleigh as well. But what I have got in a minute for you, I haven't got a quiz this week because I didn't want to quiz you on things you might not know about. But obviously, with the Atlantic Ocean and the divide,
we figured we would fail horribly at that.
So what I've got this week
is much better off.
What I've got this week, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on your screen if it's going to be big enough. But I'm going to show you some roller coasters in the UK. And if anyone's watched Nervous Trek, you'll see sometimes, especially with the alcohol, Ashley gives it how many Ashleys out of 5. So I want to know how many Ashleys out of 5 feature these roller coasters in the UK. It's
right.
going to score.
I'm ready.
Well, she's not quite at her level, but
people can have a guess at home, can't they? Ooh.
I mean, it's not a great photo to be.
I feel like you gotta get.
I feel like
that looks like
I could crush that. I give that a 3 out of 5 Ashleys. I'd get on that.
I haven't actually shown it. You can kind of see at the bottom of the photo. I don't know how big it'll be on your phone, but the cars actually spin as well.
Yeah,
that's a game changer. Well,
that's like the crazy mouse.
Yeah, I don't like the crazy mouses though. They give me anxiety when I'm on them. It's weird because it's like a children's ride, but it stressed me out so much more.
She freaks out every time, but every roller coaster she gets off of, she wants to get back on immediately. It's
well,
and it could have to do
with that when she goes back, or do you have to convince her again?
Yeah, I feel like she really builds up, and then just that release of endorphins just hits her, and she's happy about it.
I don't know. Have you all heard of Griffin at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg?
Yeah.
It's the one. It stalls and it just hangs you for like 3 to 5 seconds over this drop. And we have ridden it probably 3 or 4 times. We have photos on the ride. And like when I went back with my mom, I looked at it and I was like, nope, I will never go on that. Even though I've done it 40 times and every time I get off, I'm like, I love it. But I get there and I'm like, absolutely not. That's outrageous. I don't know why anyone would do that to themselves.
I can imagine you going on Oblivion if she ever came
well,
around.
the photo's coming up later on. We've got the prototype
Oh.
vertical drop coaster later on.
You'd love it.
So this is called Spinball Wizard, and it's themed to a pinball machine. But for a few years, they did get the IP and call it Sonic Spinball. But would that get 3 Ashleys from you?
Yeah, I'm gonna give that 3 Ashleys. It doesn't look. Oh boy.
Right, this one's called the Big One. It's at a park called Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which is on the seafront, but it's actually quite a big theme park, not just like an amusement park. And this red one we're looking at, I got 2 shots of it because that drop is epic. But it's called the Big One, and it used to be called the Pepsi Max Big One before they lost the sponsorship. What would you?
That's gonna get an Ashley needs 7.
Yeah, you should do it before and after.
Yeah, that's. See, so I love like loops. I love going upside down. My least favorite roller coaster is just like a steep drop and back up a hill and a drop. And
don't say that.
Yeah, so that drop right there would that's giving me sort of like Apollo's Chariot vibes, which is gonna get two Ashley. Like you really have to get me on that. I don't like like up and downsies. I like upside downsies.
What do you think about Verbolten?
So that's special. I love Verbolten.
Well,
that's a special roller coaster for me because it was Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it's again kind of like Dark Castle, where I think it just holds a place in your childhood heart. And I don't want to give any secrets away if people haven't ridden that ride before, but there's like a really cool indoor scene and some weird stuff happens in there. And if you don't know what's going to happen, it'll scare the poop out of you. It'll get you. Yeah. And then
I think it's very similar. We've got a ride in this country called 13, which is themed to a forest with raids. And it's got the same indoor effect that you're talking about.
Yeah. It's cool though. And it's something you kind of like forget about. And then when you're on it, you're like, oh, so
it's when you see people that haven't been on it before.
That's more enjoyable.
Yes.
Really surprised and scared.
Hang on. There's a wall there.
Yeah.
And that's a really good one. Like if you're gonna do a night ride, I highly recommend if you're going there, do that one at night. Because once you come out of that like cool little indoor thing, you just go down right over like the lake, and it's a beautiful, beautiful nighttime ride. And you can't really see what's in front of you, so you have no idea. It's terrifying and beautiful at the same time.
And that's another thing about Busch Gardens is they have such a good, just the landscaping and.
Yeah, I think
even if the theming is not spot on, it's kind of beautiful to look around you on most of those rides. I've heard Pantheon's different. They said it's just like bare ground around a lot of it.
Yeah. But no, I think Busch Gardens Williamsburg has been voted like the most beautiful park, at least in the USA, for 32 years in a going
they missed
now.
It, I think, a few years.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's just beautiful.
So that's only 2, is it? 2 Ashleys out of 5.
Yeah, we're gonna give it 2. Yeah.
just to say with Walking with the Woods, I do agree it's about the view though, because as you get up to the very top,
I've not done that
turns,
justice.
I went on it like over 15 years ago now, but it's like as you get up and turn to the right slightly, you can actually see a massive view of like the sea and the Blackpool town.
I've not done that drop
It's
justice. It's actually very steep and
yeah, you do go quite steep.
Yeah. You only have a lap
I feel
bar,
like on the photo on my right, I can see it, and I feel like I would get through it, but we're gonna go 2 out of 5, Ashley.
Like, you only have a lap bar on that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. See,
that's 4 out of 5 Zacks.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 Zacks, 2 out of 5 Acts.
Right, might be a bit hard to see, but this is called the Swarm at Thorpe Park near London, and this is a B&M wing rider. If you know what that is, if you don't know what that is, with the seats on the outside.
Yep, I'm going 5 out of 5 Ashes already. I know,
Yeah.
I love that.
Looks twisty.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I will say, and you might disagree with me, but there's in like the center of the picture, you can see there's a banked kind of helix.
Yep.
On their website, Thorpe Park count that as an inversion, but I've always said it's not an actual inversion.
It just turns over.
It's just like a little.
It's just banked, but they count it as an inversion on their website.
Yeah, I would take it. That's enough for me to make me not feel like I'm just seeing up and down kind of a thing. That's what I'm looking for in a roller coaster. I love bank turns. I love, like, I'm so excited to ride the Velocicoaster, minus that one giant drop. I'm terrified of that, but I think like the banking and the weird helix, they're doing so much on that ride that I can't wait to go on it. And I'm getting that kind of vibe from this a little bit.
And when it comes to coasters, she's more into like people's responses and watching those types of videos, whereas I go immediately to the engineering ones and seeing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we balance each other out and keeping that.
How many RMCs have you been on? Do you know what RMCs are?
Yes. I would say like 5 or 6. 5 or 6, and then.
What's your favorite one? Have you got a favorite?
I don't have a favorite, to be very honest.
She probably didn't remember him.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I really don't know. To name it off like that, I don't know. I know we've been on quite a few. Velocicoaster is awesome, they said.
Yeah, the Chuck and Taylors.
Yeah, that wasn't open yet when I think it was 3 weeks out or something like that.
Yeah, the last time we went to Universal, it was like about to open, and we were hoping for soft openings, but it didn't happen. So
this is a roller coaster called Nemesis. It's a B&M inverted coaster. It's currently closed because they're retracking it this year. But what? How many Ashleys out of 5 would you give that?
I'm gonna give that 5. That looks like our friend Alpengeist.
We dodged a bullet there. This is like the coaster in the UK that most enthusiasts say that's the best coaster in the country. So I thought if you put it a low vote.
Yep.
But there is one big loop that does send you.
Yeah, she likes loops.
Yep, that's my jam. That gives me. It almost looks like the same ride vehicles as Alpengeist as well. So it's that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yep, that is my, again, when I went by myself, I just rode Alpengeist 7 times back to back, didn't get out of the car. Like, I love that style of roller coaster. It's my favorite.
Have you been on Iron
We have not. No, I will not go on Iron He will. I can't do that. I can't do it. I've seen so many.
Not even if he gets you drunk first.
I don't even think a copious amount of alcohol is gonna get me on Gwazi. I don't think I can do it. I really don't. Like, just seeing what it looks like.
Ones that she flat out knows me on.
He'll do it all. He'll do anything. I'm the one that's like,
my good. So we can just buy one quick cue.
One quick cue for Zach. Get him on and let him go. But that's not. Yeah, I don't think I can do it.
Right. It's hard to get a photo of the whole thing. So I just got a photo I found, but this is called the Smiler. Again, Alton Towers. It's the world's first 14 inverting coaster, and I'm sure it's still got the record. It's like 2 coasters in one, because you do the 7 inversions, then there's another lift hill, and you do like another layout with 7 more. It's kind of intertwined with it.
So I actually watched a vlog on this. There's a vlogger out of Orlando. Her name is Super Enthused, and she covers a lot of theme park content. And I believe she dates someone that lives in the UK somewhere. So she travels over there quite frequently. And I watched her ride this, and I was like, I want to go on that. I would go on that in a heartbeat. I actually watched a vlog on this ride.
Why is it called the Smiler?
It was originally
It's the Smiler is basically the story behind it is sort of pseudo horror, where this is a device that's making you conform by putting a smile on your face.
Okay.
See, I got the impression of, because of the way that the UK was, there was a lot of people like, I don't know, maybe I got the wrong
No, we're always like that in the UK.
But like, there's a lot of people that were getting depressed in the UK, and so they came up with this idea of saying, why don't we make a ride that makes people smile? But then again, I kind of like seem like the blue people.
They had a scare maze. They had a scare maze.
Explain it to children.
The Halloween before this opened, they had a scare maze kind of time with the story before it opened.
Okay.
But
is this the same park that the Saw ride is at?
No, but that's coming up later on. That's a different park.
I saw that one too.
Yeah,
okay.
It has the same coaches, I think, isn't it? The same coaches?
It's a similar ride, yeah. But this is sort of slightly different. Right. This is called Shockwave. It is, I don't know if it was the UK's first stand-up roller coaster. I'm not sure if it was Europe's, but I'm sure it's the only one left in Europe now.
I've never been on one before.
If we do this again, I'm definitely getting the computer out, a screen,
so
we can see it.
I mentioned it beforehand.
Yeah, I would go for it though. Like I think a stand-up one would be cool. I think they're coming out with one at SeaWorld Orlando, or it already opened. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, they're building them much better now. This was 1994.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would definitely try it. I'd go for it. I see a loop. I don't see a huge gnarly drop. So.
How many Ashleys?
I'm gonna go four out of 5 Ashleys on that.
What? Sorry. What did you give for the Smiler? I can't remember what the number was.
You said 5. Right?
Yeah, I said 5. That looks fun. That looks fun to me.
Right. This is Oblivion.
In real life, that would drop.
I'm sure this was the world's first vertical drop roller coaster. It was like the prototype, and it goes into the ground. And it comes out the other side, pretty much into a brake run. But it was the first one. You might recognize it. It's very similar to Sheikra.
Yeah, 1 out of 5 Ashleys.
Just
really
drop.
Yep, that one's gonna require the full drink lanyard. Like I'm gonna need a drink from every bar, and then I'll get on it.
I don't think it's as high as Sheikra.
No, I don't think it is either. So Sheikra and Griffin are basically the same coasters. We have that at Busch Gardens, and that's the one that I was saying like dangles you, and I just. Like I cry in that line. I love the ride again once I get off of it, but if I just walked in and saw that, I would walk right by that and go to the next coaster. I'd be like, nope, not yet.
I think 9 times out of 10 with some of my friends that like roller coasters, they look at Oblivion and go, no.
What was
I'm like,
cool?
I'm going back.
What I want to mention, it doesn't do it anymore. It's not done it for years, but it holds you at the top like the other ones. But it used to have speakers at the top, and you'd hear someone say, "Don't look down," and on the floor as you look down as well, it's still got it painted on the floor near the hole where it goes underground.
Like the arrow.
It actually says "Don't look down" on the floor.
Oh my gosh! See, I like the theming though. I think it's cool that you actually get to go underground and do that. So that might like tie me in a little bit.
They kind of made use of the fact they've got certain planning permission restraints at Alton Towers, so they can't build over a certain height. So most of the stuff's built into the ground.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That might be enough to. We're gonna go 2 out of 5 instead of 1 out of 5. So it'd be a 1 out of 5 if it didn't go underground and do the whole thing. But since there's a hole,
saw the ride.
I don't. Can I say hell on here? Because I'm gonna say hell. No.
She almost said 0.
Yeah.
Really?
That's a 1. That's a.
Why?
Have you watched the POV of it?
No. Look at it. It goes beyond really 90 degrees.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
But is it better if it goes immediately into a loop?
Does it go into? Oh, it does go immediately into a loop. That might change the game.
I don't know if you can see it well there, but there's some saws that are spinning, and you go underneath them before you go into the loop.
That was the one. I made you watch this.
Yes.
I made you watch this. The POV. I was like, you're gonna like this. That's a nut. Yeah. There's like an indoor like scary part too, right? That's
the indoor bit's great.
Ride through, I think.
The indoor bit's great.
This is just the bit as you come towards like the actual.
Yeah, it's an outdoor roller coaster section.
Yeah, the bit that you walk to and you see it on your right. Sort of
no,
thing.
This is right up his alley. Like he loves all those movies. He loves all the like. I'm like, I'd be crying. Those movies terrify me and leave me with nightmares, sort of a deal. So to actually be put in that experience and be in the middle of it, I don't think I'd survive that mentally.
I don't know how well this photo comes out, but you can kind of see the roller coaster there. Basically, this is called Wicker Man, and it's a wooden roller coaster. It doesn't go upside down, but it goes through essentially a burning wicker man, which has got, it's quite well done. It's got TV screens on it to make it look on fire, but on its shoulders is actual fire.
Oh, okay. I
see
mean,
the
that's
man.
pretty cool. I do love a
Is that
wooden
all
roller
wooden?
coaster. Yeah. My first roller coaster was at a place called The Great Escape, Lake George, New York. And it was one of the oldest coasters. It was called the Comet. And that was the first roller coaster I ever rode. So wooden coasters have like a strong spot in my heart. So I feel like I would love
Coney
that.
Island.
They're classy.
Yeah, they're classy.
Have you been to Coney Island?
When I was very small, I went to Coney Island.
I'm just looking at the comments again. Basically, looking back at the Oblivion one that we had, Explore with Kirsty said he needed a few beverages before he's been on it loads of times as well. And even with Daniel on here, it said it still gets him even though he's done it that many times as well.
I don't think it's too bad.
But I don't know, like first couple of times when I saw it and you're about to go towards that tunnel on Oblivion with the drop, I'd close my eyes and I'd like wake up at the other end of the tunnel and be like, oh, that was quick. But then now it's like I'm okay with it and I keep my eyes open and I'm totally fine with it. But that's taken me since when it's opened, which is years ago now. But I'm used to it. Yeah. But it's good. It's good too.
But it's funny because there are some rides that I go on, like if you go to the Hulk at Universal Orlando, like I'll walk right on that. There's not, that was one, like I'm not scared of it at all. I've done it so many times. Like it's same really thing nice with Alpengeist. Like I can get on Alpengeist anytime. There's no fear, but anything. It's that first like major drop, and if it's intimidating, I'm gonna cry the whole. I'm gonna wow.
He doesn't like the brake lock clicks.
Yeah, I don't. Yep, I don't like the mid brake stops. I don't like that. I'm like, just keep going, get me through it. And this, but then I got off, and I'm like, best day of my life.
What about drop towers?
Oh,
nope.
No,
nope.
I don't.
She's so happy. Busch Gardens has pulled the mock tower.
Yep,
out.
we just got rid of mock tower, and I was like, thank you, Busch Gardens.
Because we walked by it all the time. She would not do it.
I can't do it. He wanted to do Dr. Doom's Fearfall when we were at Universal. That was the only ride we did not ride. When I said we did all of it in one day, basically, I just couldn't get on it. So we actually can't check that off. But maybe next time. Maybe I'll get there.
They're not bad.
So, is there any stuff you want to plug as we wind down, or?
No, we're gonna have some videos coming out. The next one's gonna be Grand Cayman, and then our little trip to Grand Cayman Island. That was a cool one.
We're not great about putting out timely content.
Yeah, we just kind of get it out when we get it out. Zach's gonna take 6 months to edit everything that we kind of put together, so it'll be out there. It's all gonna be
CGI. We're gonna be avatars. It's gonna be great.
But the Orlando Informer one, I'm really excited to get out. It's gonna be a bit of time, but it's something I've never been to, and it's unlimited food and drink. There's no wait times for the rides. It's kind of what I was reading, and I'm stoked to just get on every single ride, and I'm going to vlog that in and out and have every like nervous trek, just weird things from check-in process and how you get in there to things that I'm worried about going right now. So we'll have all those tips and fun-filled information for y'all.
It's really been a learning process to see what we need to include and things we need to shoot and timing videos the right way. But I think we're
getting there. We're figuring it out.
You have fun doing it. That's the main thing.
When you guys showed the Hollow Scream clips, it reminds us why we do it. We don't do this for like the viewers, or I mean, we do. We love y'all. It's cool to go back and just like relive our things that we don't remember, and we don't watch these videos all the time. So when you played that back, it made me smile, and I was like, hey, remember when we did that? So that's the real point of all this. And
that was us.
If you're trying to do it, keep that in mind. It's not always about like views and all that. Just enjoy what you're doing and have fun, and think of it as a way to look back and remember everything you did together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we're the same. We just like video, make memories, and it's like just
having
a time.
I feel like we'll have to have you on again in a few months because we barely covered the cruise stuff.
Yeah, we would love to come. We'll come back whenever you want us to. This is awesome and a pleasure. Y'all are awesome.
I appreciate you coming on. I'll put your link in the description as well.
Awesome.
And Breaking Trail says he's going to hop over there and sub to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
But
I think Trekking Tailors might as well, because they quite like going over to America sometimes. And...
Trekking Tailors seem like the UK version of what you're doing, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. And if anybody ever comes over here, let us know. We'll try to do a meetup or something someday, somehow. If anybody actually gets over here, let us know, and we'll
at least for
Busch Gardens, we're close enough. Yeah. We can come up and show you a good time. So let us know.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Absolutely.
And, next week I've got. That's actually quite small now. I've realised on the screen. But I've got Rocco from United States of Amusement. I don't know why it's zoomed in because I knew what it says. But Rocco's going to be on. It's going to be quite fun. He's quite a comedy guy. I think it's going to be interesting. But I've enjoyed having you guys on. To be fair,
I know. Thank you very much.
We loved it. Thank you so much.
Everyone, go on the link and subscribe. It's in the description. And they're going to bring out the POV of the bobsled soon.
And don't forget
to like. Yeah, we'll do that as soon as I'm going to upload it. I'll let Zach pick the music. I'm not going to let him edit it, and we're going to send it out there.
Oh boy.
I would say well, I can plug it. The Trekking Tailor's got a Disney News tomorrow at 6:30, but I don't know if that's a good time for you to watch, but you can always watch on catch up.
Yeah.
A lady full of knowledge.
She knows a lot about Disney.
Both of them are full of knowledge, and they know so much about the updates and everything. So it's good to catch up with it as well.
No, there have been a few people that I can't remember their name exactly. It's on my phone, but they had followed us on Instagram, and I went and checked, and they did an interview with one of my favorite vloggers of all time, Oiby. And I was like, I'm so glad, because I probably wouldn't have been able to find it with the YouTube algorithm, and now I have a direct link to go watch it. I'm stoked. So thank you for showing us some new people to watch too. We appreciate it.
That's all right. Yeah. Hopefully we've shown other people your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm stoked.
We'll show up in England sometime and just yell, help!
We'll be here.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
It's very cold in England.
Bring layers.
Did you want to say the catchphrase before we go?
So just to say thank you everyone for watching, and don't forget to hit like, you want to. But
catchphrase?
Yeah, so we'll see you
in the rear view.
Because for now,
we're gone.
Bye.
I had to figure it out.
You did good. You're a good figure.
What do I do?